mute is off. And we're going to go. 3, 2, 1, and... Hi, welcome to G3. Oh my goodness. It's our holiday. It's the start of the holiday season. It is, it's November 28th. It's Black Friday. Ooh. I don't know why it's called Black Friday. Maybe we'll find out. So,
because it puts companies in the black.
I've had just an amazing amount of problems today. So I'm really lucky that we're pulling this show off at all. My lovely co-hosts have been super patient. Thank you so much. Hello, Francine Hardaway.
Hello.
Oh, sorry.
Are you Francine Hardaway? No, you're Hallie Suit Tucker. Hi,
Oh,
Hallie.
I thought you said co-host.
And Mary Hodder. Hello, Mary.
Hey.
Hey. Okay, I'm giggly because I'm like almost crying. I had just an enormous amount of problems, and now we're doing a show. So, hi, gang. Well,
We're here for
the
you.
holiday season is upon us. You know, I read an interesting quote about, I think, the economy. It was a CNN poll, and it said, for the first time since 2007, a majority of Americans think that things are going well in the nation. Thanks, Barack Obama. Okay.
Start on that.
Okay, so now that we've gotten my little political thing out of the way, shopping, holidays,
I can talk to that.
plans. What do
I've
you
done it.
want? What's on your list, ladies?
I wrote a list.
You wrote a list. Did you write a list to Santa?
No, I wrote a list of top 10 things for girl geeks. I just published it. And it's got a bow and arrow on it, you know. So that's kind of an old technology.
This year's trend because of the Hunger Games, right?
Yeah.
We're all going to
That's
be Katniss Everlast, or what's her
Evergreen.
name?
Everdeen.
Oh my God. You just basically made the point. You know how there's the Benedict Cumberbatch name generator? We need
Yeah.
the Katniss Evergreen name generator.
Evergreen.
Except
Yes.
it's not evergreen.
It's Everdeen
Yeah,
with a
but-
D like
yes.
dog.
I think we need my daughter to come in here and set us all straight.
It's
Close
Everdeen.
enough. I
Katniss
read the
Everdeen,
book
but
and
see,
I
it could
saw
be
the
like
movie.
Kitten Puss Evergreen.
Oh my goodness, we're all talking at once. Hang on.
Kitten
Francine.
Puss Evergreen.
Okay, I wanted to say that the reason I thought of Everlane is because I am now shopping on Everlane. I've switched all my shopping to companies funded in San Francisco, like Beta Brand, which is crowdsourced design, and Everlane, which is lower prices from taking the middleman markups out. So I am now completely geek shopping online.
So not only are you geek shopping, but you're shopping, it sounds like you're shopping local.
Well, I don't. Yes, sure. I'm shopping more local than China.
More local than China.
I have no idea where this stuff's really made.
Those kind of, I don't know those, are the apps?
Oh my God, Beta Brand is awesome. The only pants I wear now are called dress yoga pants, where you can wear these yoga pants to work. They have a little button, and they have little accoutrements that make them look like they have a pocket. They look like dress pants, but they actually are yoga pants. And if you're like me and you go straight from work to yoga or straight from yoga to work, they are awesome and they fit great. I realize that's like a commercial, but I now own three pair.
Yes.
I was trying to get Mary in there. She had a big thumbs up for.
Big thumbs
yeah,
up
there
for
we
Beta
go.
Brand.
Big thumbs up.
The yoga pants, the yoga dress pants, awesome. Totally great. And yeah, they are. They're San Francisco.
Okay,
Cool.
I really need these because now that I'm actually going to the gym quite a lot, my daughter's a personal trainer and I have to get serious about my health, she says. And I say, I'm often in exercise clothes everywhere, which is,
All day
it's
long.
not great, but I'm looking for something that's like, this sounds perfect. So why haven't I heard about this before?
And then
They
other
were
one is
Kickstarter, weren't they? A
Everlane.
Kickstarter project.
I think they might have been.
Yeah,
The,
I think
the
so.
other one is Everlane, and Everlane is a brand where some guys from the tech business went into the garment business, figuring that they could give people investment pieces at less cost by being transparent about the pricing and selling online. And they tell you how much the cost of goods is on every item that you buy. And they also have really neat style. They're like investment dressing styles. I swear to you, I've changed my whole thing, my whole way of shopping in the last maybe 6 months.
Uh, Hallie, are
Yes.
what is this? What does this say to you? I mean, is this a new trend in in purchasing and fashion? What does it say to you?
Well, I don't think. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Because some of the audio for the show is not coming through straight for me. It was a little disrupted.
Oh goodness.
I think really think about when we started long ago. It feels like shopping online with Amazon, and it was one of the few places to buy anything, and how it's so blown into such a big way to shop. And the only, to my mind, best way to shop, I don't want to go to a store. It's so crazy crowded. So I think online is the best. In fact, my list I just wrote, like most everything was online. And a lot of it is charity stuff too, which I always get a little like, oh, is that all you're going to talk about? But, giving things to people who actually need water, other things like that seems to be a good way to use your money during the holidays. So some people hate shopping, by the way.
And
Online
I
or
hate
off.
shopping.
I'm not crazy about shopping. I used to like it quite a lot more than I do now. And I'm not sure why that is. I kind of like going and touching things and seeing things, but I don't like the process of it. I don't like getting in the car. I don't like running around, the waste of time. I think time is the real thing that it just is not appealing to me in that way anymore. And then God forbid I have to return something. I've got a lot of things in my house right now that were supposed to be returned. I mean, people could make a lot of money if they could figure out with people like me who just can't seem to get back and return things.
Well, and that's
but
another
the
good
online
thing.
experience sometimes isn't that much better for me. I feel like I get online and I do I look and I look and I look and I don't often make the decisions.
You are
It
one of the large number of people who abandons her shopping cart. There's still a huge percentage of people who fill a shopping cart and abandon it. And that is a lot easier to do online than it is in a store where you have to go back to where you found it or leave it all up at the cash register. It's just easier to change your mind.
Mary, prior to the show, you kind of were vocal about not really liking this whole holiday season of shopping and commercial, process. So where are you with this? And could you put your head in front of that light?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure which light. I see.
Sorry,
You're trying
it's a
to.
window behind me.
You're trying to block
You know
the
what?
window or the.
When I'm done, I'm trying to block it with my head.
Okay.
When I'm done talking, I'll hop up and shut the shade because I think that would fix it.
right.
Anyway, so for me, I gave up Christmas like a little over 10 years ago, and it's awesome. Like literally, the holidays, quote unquote, ended for me yesterday. That was it. I'm done. All these people go crazy. They're all losing their minds and their wallets and doing ridiculous things, and I just get to go about my life having a nice time. I see friends. I mean, for me, the rest of December there's a lot of social time, and so I spend it on social, and I don't do any of that stuff.
Mary, you do not have 17 grandchildren.
Well, yeah, and I get it. I mean, certainly if there were kids that I needed to give presents to, I would do that. But
Exactly.
but other than kids, I wouldn't do it. And even then, I would order online. I mean, I actually was thinking about what Tina was just saying about how she looks and looks. I actually use eBay's saved searches So I actually like the idea of buying things that people have bought, and I often buy the new with tags item. But people buy stuff. They sit in their closets or around the house or whatever, and then they don't use it, and then they sell it. And not only is it very discounted because now it's like a year old and it was just hanging in the closet with the tags, but you're also recycling in a way. In other words, you're not adding to the carbon footprint burden. And so I just do saved searches on stuff that I like and or that we regularly use, and then it comes to me. I look at it in email, delete, delete, delete. Oh, there's something I want. I just buy it. Boom. And that's it. And I'm done. And so my shopping is extremely efficient. I never go to stores except, to buy food or stuff you want to buy in person.
I think that's maybe one of the reasons why I love my thrift shopping so much too, is because it also is that feeling. I mean, it is recycling. Quite honestly, those things really would have been thrown out, and I find it to be pre-curated too. So you just kind of find like really interesting little things that people. They just don't have room for them in their lives anymore. Sometimes people say like, oh, it's all old, it's awful, it's terrible, it's broken, but not really. People move out of a city quickly and they throw all their things to Goodwill, and you go, oh, you pick them up, and it's I don't know. That's actually my one of my favorite shopping types of things to do. So I'm kind of with you there, Mary.
A gift tag.
That's whatever.
You have to have somebody that wraps gift tags and ships for it. Well, I do, because I have so many grandchildren that I need something really efficient. And so for that, I use either the iTunes store or Amazon, because if someone's in Boston, as some of my grandchildren are, or in Schenectady, I know it's going to get there. I know it's going to get there in time. I know it's going to have a gift card in it. It'll be typed, but whatever.
Well, definitely, long distance. I'm definitely sending things, finding something on Amazon or Target or whatever, and sending to a niece or a nephew. And they wrap them and send them. I mean, that's the only way to do it these days, right?
Hey, wait!
Allie.
I'm coming to visit you guys next weekend. Mary, I got you a gift. What am I going to do with it? It's
oh my god,
the Monopoly Star Wars.
Oh my god!
I thought we would play it together.
Okay, cool.
I'm kidding. It's actually, like you said, a friend of mine left this summer and had a house full of stuff, and she's like, "You want this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll sell it." It's on. I just put it up on Craigslist, and it has,
You could re-gift it. Why don't you just re-gift it?
I know.
Go directly to jail in a galaxy far, far away. And I gotta sell. And it has.
I love that.
It's so New England. It has pewter 17, pewter tokens of the Star Wars characters. So you too could have a C-3PO made in pewter. I don't know if that is what you want. But I just put it up. I saw it. It's all over eBay. They're selling them, and they're also selling them on Craigslist. So I just put it up. Well, I'll let you know if I sell it.
People in the West do not play board games. We go walking and we bike ride and we exercise because we have good weather.
Well, I don't know, at the quote unquote holidays, the social time, in my various circles, we play hearts and spades and board games and do puzzles like in the evening because it's social, right? And you can't go out and do that. We do that in the daytime. Like we just did group yoga in my parents' living room for everyone in the house. And then later we're going to go out on a walk to the canal banks to the country where all the almond and walnut orchards are, which is about a mile away. And it's very beautiful. You can see the Sierras because today's a really nice, clear, sunny day. So we do that outside stuff, but then what do you do at night? Like you're not going to sit around and watch TV because that's antisocial. So we sit in the living room and we could play Star Wars Monopoly. Maybe I should get on
What
Craigslist
happened to talking to each other?
Or what we did last night after our Thanksgiving dinners, we played cards. That's always a deck of cards. You can put it in your pocket, and we played. Our favorite games with the kids are called. One's called Butt, and one's called Bullshit. Can we say that?
Yeah,
Bullshit.
I doubt it.
That's fun. It was a lot of fun.
But we play cards and we talk. I mean, when you're playing the cards, like it is a conversation.
Oh yeah.
It's social, and you're playing a game, and there's stuff going on, and it's really, really fun. I completely look forward to the winter because it's all spades and hearts and all these games, and puzzles and board games, and we ask, what's that Q&A, the black and white Cards Against Humanity, whatever it is. Like we play all these games and it's really fun. And for me, the winter is all about like playing games and being social in the evening. And, after dinner you have hours and, this is what you get to do. And for me,
I'd be so left out.
What?
I'd be so left out.
Why? You don't play any games at all?
I don't.
Really? Not even
Okay,
cards.
we've got to change that. Francine, when you're in town, we're going to get a poker game together or something.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to have some fun.
When I was in college, I was married to the first of my 5 husbands, and we used to play bridge with all the other medical students and their wives. I used to purposely bid myself into dummy so that I could read during the bridge games. And I would have a book in my lap, and I would just bid until I got to be dummy and then read.
Well, so bridge, that's something. Steve likes to play bridge, and I've never learned.
I know. I play bridge. I play
do?
hearts. We play that bullshit game, but it's called I Doubt You. You say, here's 4 jacks, right? And it could be the wrong cards. And
That's what they call it on the East Coast. I get it. I doubt you. On the West Coast, we go bullshit.
The West Coast, I call bullshit.
That's right. Well, listen, we don't want to be breaking windows. If somebody breaks a window over a card game around here, which I once did with that game, you want to see the snow?
How did you break a window in a card game?
That's another game too called Spoons. You ever play Spoons?
No.
You throw the spoon through the window if you lose?
No, somebody dove for the spoon and ended up through the window.
Oh.
So you put 4 spoons in the center and you get cards, and it's something like if you get a certain number or a certain kind, you grab a spoon, and it's like musical chairs. There's 4 players, there's 3 spoons. So you better get the spoon. So somebody went flying across the table to grab the spoon, but kept going.
So this is kind of interesting because, we started talking about gift giving and holiday season. And what I'm hearing is that, I think Mary kind of actually articulated it, that we really need and crave and want to have that social time. And, we're sitting here talking about games. And that's, it's the perfect way to socialize during the holiday season. So maybe we should talk about gifting games. I mean, those old-fashioned board games instead of, Hallie's showing us something.
Yeah, I'm trying to find, there's some snow.
Wow.
There's snow and a little more snow.
That is so New England.
And look how no leaves, seriously, no leaves.
Wow.
And this is somebody's house with snow on their solar panels above. Our neighbors
you live there
up
by choice?
What? The snow or the solar panels?
The snow.
This is what it's like here today, Hallie.
Nobody asked me.
Hallie, it's 70 degrees here
Hallie,
and sunny.
This is what it looks like here. Oh, wait, hang on. Right there.
Oh, my God.
That's on my deck.
It's 11 degrees tonight here.
And it's 75 in Phoenix.
Oh, my goodness. It's kind of, it's unseasonably warm, I think, here.
Yeah.
It feels a little strange. Right, Mary?
Future climate change for California is, Northern California is to basically have LA weather. So 20 years ago, if you went to LA right now, at this season or this time, this is the weather, 70 degrees, sunny, beautiful. So that's our future.
So what's it like in LA right
20
now?
years ago in Phoenix, it would be raining and cold.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, something's going on, but we had snow yesterday. We'll have it's too, in the East you get it's too cold to snow, right? So when it snows, it's like, wait, it's warming up. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Too
It's
cold
true.
to snow. That just freaks me out, right?
No, it's going to be 11.
It's-
It can't
it is
snow
true.
at 11. It's going to be like 11 degrees tomorrow. When you
Wow.
talk about the gym, I think, should I go to the gym tomorrow? And tomorrow I'm looking, it's going to be 11 when I get in the car to
Ooh.
go to the gym. And
Yikes.
And you kind of think, maybe not. Maybe I'll
Maybe
just
not.
stretch in the living room, right?
exactly. So,
Or stay in bed. I mean, I don't understand why everyone in the Northeast doesn't just hibernate like bears all winter long, you know?
it's a good idea.
Is this a tech show?
Francine, have you ever lived in the East?
Have I? I grew up in the East. That's why I'm here.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
that's right.
Honey, I went to Cornell and
Ah,
Syracuse.
Freezing.
That's
That
right.
is-
You're an old
That
New
is
Yorker. I forgot.
exactly why I am here.
So this is a low tech tech show today.
well, we could
So-
talk
Got any
about
tech?
Well, I'm gonna make a recommendation though for people who don't want to go out in the winter to exercise because it's too cold. There is a website that I've been turning my dad onto because he's trying to learn yoga, and it's called DoYogaWithMe.com. And so if you don't want to leave, you could just pop that up on your computer,
I'll do
get
it.
your yoga mat out, and do a few moves.
There
it
are an
okay?
amazing number of online yoga resources, and there's actually a yoga university online, so
There you
you can
go.
learn all the theories behind it. It's really, it's incredible how many people are doing yoga, and they're all doing it online. Deepak Chopra, of course, has a yoga app, but there are thousands of apps for doing yoga.
It is really amazing. It's very cool because you can use the technology. So I got my dad a couple of videos on his computer, but then I'm also turning him on to the site. I
So
go
what's
to
the
class 'cause I
advantage-
like to be social. But if I couldn't go to class or it was too cold or something, I would totally do that stuff more online.
Yeah.
It's
What's
very
the
good.
advantage? So the what you turned your dad onto is an app.
No, it's DoYogaWithMe.com. It's just a website of little short videos because he's learning. So the little, there's some long videos, but a 3-minute video with one complete pattern that he could repeat maybe 3 times and kind of learn those moves. You want to go slow, the whole thing, but you take the 3 minutes and you do one move series. And so that's where he's at, is he's doing 3 minutes and then he gets kind of dizzy and he has to drop down and kind of recover and then he goes again. So
But you like, for him, it's better than the video.
well, the big video is like 20, 35, and 40 minutes that I originally got him. It was like a full DVD, and that's great, except it keeps on going, and he needs a stopping point, because then he keeps trying to keep up with them, and he's getting dizzier and dizzier. So the little short videos, I think, to start with, are really great for if you're not used to doing it.
Well, it depends on what makes him dizzy.
I think
you know.
it's that his shoulder strength and his and then going into downward dog, like it's all new to him, and so
There's a lot of yoga that doesn't depend on downward facing dog. I by the way got certified as a yoga teacher 20 years ago.
cool.
I never taught, but I'm a certification freak. So like everything else, I got the certification. And so there's just so much yoga for people your dad's age who can't do downward facing dog, because it's not that good if you have, for instance, Meniere's disease, to turn upside down. It's
Upside
not
down.
that good if you have high blood pressure. It's not, there's a ton of substitutes. I just put the link on the messaging for the Yoga University online, where it's yoga education. There's all kinds of it, and you can find yoga that's suitable for any person, which is why I can still do it. I used to do Ashtanga. I don't do it anymore because the major principle of yoga is ahimsa, which means nonviolence, and that means don't do any violence to your own body. So I completely changed the way I practice over the last 20 years.
Well, let's post it on the G3 site. I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in this, especially for this season. And when we need eat a little more, need to do some more exercise and stretch. And Hallie had something that she was. She has an app. You're not going to show it now?
No. It was just quick showing you the weather, and I put it in. I put it in centigrade, so it looks really scary. Wait, where'd it go? You guys are 13 or something, and New York, 13. Cambridge, 2 degrees. And it's going to be -3 per centigrade tonight. But listen, I want to go back quick. You said violence. How about the way they released that information about Ferguson, and then right up against Thanksgiving, and now nobody's talking about it, or what? Was that the intention? What was that?
Actually, people are. In fact, the Bar Association released a statement Wednesday. And I can post the link. I sent it to you guys. Basically, the National Bar Association. So this is the trade association for lawyers. And when you pass, you get to be a lawyer when you pass the bar, right? Yeah. That's their bar. And so they released a statement, I believe on, I don't know, a few days ago, Monday, where they said, or Tuesday maybe, the National Bar Association is questioning how the grand jury, considering the evidence before them, could reach the conclusion that Darren Wilson should not be indicted and tried. And so the grand jury process is meant to show just that, if you show the grand jurors just a preponderance of evidence that somebody could be guilty, like that's the standard. It's a lower bar than you are guilty.
Right.
Then the grand jury would say, okay, go ahead and indict. Well, they didn't. The guy showed them everything, and there's, of course, some conflicting evidence. In fact, the New Yorker made a fantastic chart of the 47 or so witnesses and the 8 different actions that they were considering, and then there's X's and check marks for people who either said no or yes, we saw that.
So put that link in also. I'd like to see that one.
I'll pop that in, but it's very good information visualization. Anyway, so the thing is that by having the prosecutor in Ferguson show them everything and they also let Darren Wilson testify, which you don't normally do when you're talking.
I was surprised by that too.
It's bizarre. It's totally weird, and he did it to confuse the jury so that they wouldn't say indict. And so anyway, now it looks like the feds are going to have to come in, do a grand jury. They'll probably indict, and then they're going to have to try him federally. Because it's a civil rights violation, they can go under that. But it's wacky.
That is going to be very interesting, because I thought I never heard of grand jury operating like that before.
Yeah.
And when the prosecutor read the results, he didn't sound like a guy who wanted to prosecute anybody. Yeah. He sounded like a guy who didn't. And they just took Darren Wilson at his word. And quite frankly, I've been, looking at him on television in all his interviews, and some of the things he says make me feel like he might be, I don't know, he's either a wuss, a racist, a sociopath.
Yeah, he's wacky. And if you read his testimony, it's the same thing. It's his testimony. He says stuff like, well, he was so huge, he was like this Godzilla figure. He uses some term like that. Right.
And the officer himself is a big guy, or a tall guy anyway.
They're the same height, and he weighs 210 pounds, and Michael Brown weighed 270. So 60-pound delta, I think, was the delta, right? Like, that's, okay, he's bigger around in girth, but you're inside of a truck. You grab a guy and you yank him into a truck. I mean, for God's sakes, and he comes off as a total wuss. It's like, or he's been coached, because they never interviewed him after the shooting. They waited till he testified before the grand jury. But you read the grand jury testimony, and it's like he's totally been coached. Say all this stuff, and then it'll put doubt in their minds.
Did this have to be taken to the grand jury?
Yeah, that's what you do. But the point is, you don't have the defendant who's potentially going to get charged testify. You never do. You're looking for a preponderance of the other evidence. It's a low bar. Is there just enough to question whether or not he's guilty? Okay, now we try. And the trial is where you determine guilt. You're not determining guilt.
Did everybody talk about this at Thanksgiving? And did you guys have a range of opinion, or most people thought one thing?
Well, no, we did talk about it. We talked about a bunch of things. We actually talked about this. We talked about Bill Cosby. We talked about the UVA, all the stuff that's going on there with the massive outbreak of campus rapes that have been occurring over the last 20 years across campuses everywhere.
Right.
Or maybe it's not even an outbreak. Maybe it's just that we're more aware of it now. But anyway, we had all these conversations, but it was more, and then we talked a lot about tech because we had several people who are in tech. We have Anina was with me, and she's been living in China, so she shared a lot about Chinese tech. So we had this wide-ranging conversation.
Anina, who's going to be on our show next week.
Yes,
Excellent.
yeah. And then we had another guy from Germany who's been doing German solar tech stuff, and I don't know. It was a really interesting discussion. So we covered all this stuff, but I wouldn't say that we were having a discussion where there was really any agreement about anything. People were just sharing information, and we kind of talked about it, and then we'd move on. So,
well, people in Phoenix are very law enforcement centric, and even the people I know here think that was some kind of flawed grand jury process. And I mean, we allow Sheriff Arpaio, to do stuff.
Right.
But I don't know the answer to this about the justice system. The very right-wing people are now also saying that the justice system is corrupt for different reasons, but they're saying it is. And where there's smoke, there's fire. And I guess we shouldn't talk politics over the holidays.
It would be. We could go on and on and on. Can I tell you one more thing on my tech list?
Please do.
Sure.
My top 10 Geek Girls tech list says cashmere. That's what I want for Christmas.
Cashmere, yes.
Cashmere.
And Beta brand yoga pants.
Right.
Yeah.
That is I wear
Cashmere
on top
on
of my
top,
Beta
yoga
brand
pants on bottom.
Cashmere. I wear cashmere tops and Beta brand yoga pants. This is perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. So I put 2 links. There are 2 places I like in particular. Pure.
Oh, Pure, right.
I love Pure. And Bowden. Both outside the U.S. I decided why not. English. They're British.
Oh, yeah, but aren't we shopping local?
Okay.
No. I'm not.
No.
I will eat local. Next week I hope to eat local in California. But
as you should.
The sheep don't have to be local. So for the sweaters, for the cashmere.
Yeah.
For the goat cheese, sheep's cheese, local. So anyway, I think that we started late. Do we have to end early?
We can go a little bit longer.
Okay.
Since we start,
do you want to talk about Twitter and a CFO who can't use his own product?
Oh, sure.
Wow. Cool. Where's the
You
link?
haven't been reading this?
No.
No.
Do tell.
Oh my God. Okay, so it's easy, and you can read it quick on Recode. Our friend Kara Swisher was writing about first, the middle of the week. He sends what he thinks is a DM, a direct
DM
message.
fail. Oh, that.
And it's public about who they might acquire.
Oh.
Oops. And then he did another one yesterday.
Ooh.
So who are they acquiring?
What's funny is
And who was this?
Days of Twitter. Just to recap, in the early days of Twitter, it was really easy to send a DM by mistake because you put DM space and then you put @ and the person. But sometimes, even when you put the DM, Twitter would post it publicly.
Right.
And and then in the tweet it would say DM space, and then there it would be, and it was like,
I would
And
never.
so,
I never
but
trusted
now-
doing it that way. I don't know why, but I never
I know.
would because of
Me
that.
either.
So now Twitter has this thing where you click on direct messaging or whatever I forgot, they have some other slightly different name for it, but you click on the thing and it opens a square on your screen and you type into that and it has the person's picture and their Twitter name. So you know who you're messaging, and it is because it's coming through that versus the old method. Basically, you cannot screw up. I mean, I posted 2 DMs way back in the day. Oh my God.
But
Complete
apparently you
freaking
can
nightmare.
screw up
But what
because
about
he
the
did.
phone? What
Well,
about if
that's
you
what
do
I'm
it on the
wondering is
phone
how
as
did
it-
he do
through
this?
404?
I think it's mobile.
He
I
did
think
it
the
through
mobile
app.
interface is what screwed him up.
Right. I was about to say, Mary, there seems to be all sorts of different varieties of ways that you can,
screw up.
tweet, right? You've got your mobile apps, you've got your desktop, you've got the, on the mobile using something else. Sometimes I open up and I go, I'm not even sure what it is. I mean, Steve will go like, well, which, interface are you using? And I go, I don't know. It looks like different than the other one that I use. So, it's befuddling to me sometimes. And I think that, do you think that maybe the different, apps and mobile and whatever, that there are different ways to DM within those,
Oh yeah, there definitely
yeah,
are.
right?
But there definitely are, but that doesn't mean, that this guy should be making a mistake. But what I really want to know is, who are they thinking of acquiring?
Well, it's easy to find out because it's public now, let me tell you.
Okay.
And I actually posted it on the G3 website, the most recent one. The first one is, he says, let me see.
And who is the he?
This would be the CFO
Anthony
who came
Noto.
in July. His name is Noto. Anthony
Noto.
Noto.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yep.
It could be, I'm not going to say anything too nasty. What he wrote was, that became public first, I still think we should buy them. He is on your schedule for December 15th or 16th. We will need to sell him. I have a plan.
Wow.
Oh,
And so-
wow.
People then speculated about who he would buy. This again, I'm going to the Recode article, and from that, at that point, a lot of people went crazy. And some of the possible purchase targets are. Hold on, I'm reading that because this is Recode.
These are guesses. So he didn't
They're
really
guesses.
reveal what company it
He
was.
didn't say who.
Right.
Oh, well then.
But anyway, you could read some of this. Some of them they listed are Tango, Kik, K-I-K, the Chinese Sino Weibo, W-E-I-B-O, Secret, not a big secret, I guess, if he's talking about buying them and telling everybody, Prismatic, Drawbridge, Shopular. And these were speculation, again, by Recode. But there's a bunch of great articles, and he did it again yesterday. So, whoa, and that, like, Swisher ripped him up in that one because that was too funny. But
I love how she does things like
yeah, she's good like that. It adds to the problem that he just replaced somebody, and are they going to have to replace him? They have more, like, merry-go-round of hiring
Revolving
lately.
door.
Yeah.
Have
So
you read
bad.
Nick Bilton's book? Twitter's been like that since day one. If you read Nick Bilton's book, it's unbelievable that they still exist.
I did. It doesn't do Jack or anybody any favors, that book, does it?
No.
So
but
today
Nick
he
Bilton's a
wrote, what did he write?
Secret. I want to share one thing. I tweeted this out, but I was at Privacy Identity and Innovation 2-3 weeks ago, and Kara Swisher was there, and she was interviewing the two Secret founders, and she asked them about business model, and they said, we feel that it would be a distraction to spend any time on a business model. And I quoted this, and I was like, what a freaking bubble are we ever in when these guys who've taken all this VC money and they have this completely flaky app. Is this 1998 or what?
What?
This is so pets.com. It's unbelievable.
I don't think
wouldn't
people
be
even
surprised
use
if Twitter
Secret
bought it.
anymore.
Don't bother with
What?
the business model.
I don't think it's too late. People don't even use Secret anymore. It's had its day and come and gone.
Well, but they were talking about how basically they were getting so many new users a day. This is 3 weeks ago.
They don't need any plan.
If that's correct, they have, and how much activity there is on the site. They were talking about their metrics and stuff. They've got a lot of use even now. It may not be hip with, the people who are looking at the very latest of everything, but I mean, basically, I think they still have, a lot of usage.
And
But I
doesn't
still
every
have it on
company
my-
deserve a plan? I mean, at the very least, shouldn't you have a plan?
I
Or,
like the way
or
you
at the
talk
very
about
least,
it.
you don't say that you don't
I
want
bet
one.
their plan. They said it would be a distraction. So I mean, there's
That's
a
what
whole, there's a
Twitter
lot
said.
of.
That
a
is
They're
lot
exactly
saying
of
they're
what they said.
rejecting the notion of having a plan.
they
Twitter
basically, yes.
rejected the notion of having a plan when Twitter was their age.
Well,
That's a toddler thing to do.
But
Yeah.
that's a long time ago, and things have changed.
Things have changed quite a bit, and now I think Secret's whole plan is to do something like get bought by Google or Twitter or whomever. But the thing is that, what are they buying? They're buying a bunch of ephemeral users, in my view.
They're
Right.
buying a bunch
You're
of
right.
of
They're buying
young,
users.
unhappy
They're buying
people.
engagement. I think that's kind of driving the what's going on these days. What I hear about the VC world is, all they're looking for is engagement. They're not investing if you don't have, the engagement has to be there. And so that's what they're buying. They're buying headcount, or they're buying, numbers.
No, they're not buying
engagement
numbers. They're
seems to
buying
me to
time
be
spent
something.
with
I'm
the
sorry,
app.
Francine, go ahead.
Yeah.
They're not buying numbers. They're buying time spent with the app. So Secret, I still have it on my phone, and I look at it every once in a while. And it is, to what I can see, a bunch of people who have huge problems crying out for help. I'm not kidding. Everyone is either about to commit suicide or wanting to tell somebody they love
Okay.
them and unable to do it. It's really the kind of people that are ephemeral because they go on Secret when they have a problem, and then, things straighten out. And what would they use it for? They have nothing to say.
Well, that would, to me, that makes sense. If you're saying time spent on an app, if you're then able to serve people advertising or something, and you're hoping but that's not what's going on. So why does that make
Right.
any sense?
Well,
There
it
was-
doesn't.
Okay.
There's actually a really nice piece in the MIT Tech Review by Rachel Metz, M like Mary, ETZ, comparing Secret and Whisper. So if you guys want to look at that at some point, that just came out.
As if
'cause
we
I was
needed two
looking-
apps doing the same thing.
They're different. They're a little different, and why one would be more valuable than the other. So you might want to take a peek. But
One is a wider audience than the other, but I forget which one.
well, the idea that you are going to buy a company because they have all these users. Users are a fickle bunch who might be, here one day and gone the next. So I even question if that's the great business model for buying somebody. It's not such a, I don't know how you really can trust that that's going to be what's happening a month, 2 months, 6 months later.
Yeah, and engagement has to be translated into something, and that something has got to be conversion or sales or something like
Right.
that. And I know that the advertising agency is in the process of moving from click-through rates to, engagement.
Right.
And that's why we're going to native advertising and why we're going to in-stream advertising. So that is happening, but there is something behind engagement in the advertising
Right.
industry,
That-
and it's sales.
Right. And if it's not there, what have you got? You got a handful of nothing, I think. So.
Well, you have a bunch of people like the people on Twitch who play video games all day long and other people watch them, and then they get bought. Did Twitch have a business model before it got bought?
Well, I have no idea, but I love the idea that a business model would be a distraction. This is like something from I don't know what. It's like it sounds like,
It's
from
ridiculous.
Doonesbury. It's like a comic book.
Let me ask you this before because we're going to start to wind down the show. It's going to be a short show today because we've got Gilmore Gang coming up. Bringing it back to, holidays and gift giving and buying and buying and buying. What's going to be the, the big product that everyone's out there spending a lot of money on in Hanukkah? Yes.
No, they're going to be buying menorahs.
They're going to be buying menorahs. You think
but
so?
not real ones, digital menorahs.
That's a really pretty one, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
have a
That's
collection.
really
I'll show you
nice.
my collection when you get in town.
The super, what is it? Like Goyisha Crate and Barrel menorah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
It is
I like
pretty.
that one. So anybody got ideas of what usually at the end of the season, people talk about, okay, the big product was this. Well, what's the big product this year?
With
it's
kids, it's
iWatch.
retro toys.
Huh?
With kids, it's retro toys. It's
Yeah.
those wooden, handmade toys that look like toys from
1810.
50 to 100 years ago. Yeah.
I think the big thing, I keep asking people what they want. They want the iWatch, which is not available this year, right? So what
Right.
kind of kooky thing was that? I think they totally blew that.
I don't think they had a choice. You don't think that they would want the Christmas season?
They would want it. They
All they
should want
did
it.
was
They would want it.
pre-announce enough to stop the market for smartwatches.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I don't know about you, but ever since I got my Pebble, which was almost 2 years ago, I'm not buying another smartwatch until the iWatch comes out.
Yeah, I realized this morning I lost my Fitbit. It wasn't on my wrist. I don't know where it is. And I'm like, well, that's it. I'm not replacing it until the iWatch comes out.
Hey, I have a suggestion you won't like. Look in the washer.
Oh,
It could be in your washer or dryer.
Here's
Well.
another suggestion. Get a Misfit and put it around your neck like mine. It's real hard to lose something that you wear as a necklace.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I might. I'm not gonna probably the iWatch, but you're right. Maybe around my neck would be a better thing. It might be a little more deliberate because the thing about the wristband is it just sort of stays on and until it doesn't, and then it's
Right.
rubber and it falls off and you don't hear it.
Yep.
Okay, well I say televisions, they're coming way down in price again, and I think everyone's going to be buying those big ass LED TVs.
You know that they were having rolling out Black Friday in England, and all these people were fighting over TVs, and a TV fell on a woman's head yesterday. So you may be right. At least in the UK, they want them.
At least they're not as heavy as they used to be.
How many TVs do people need anymore? If all we're watching everything on the internet, I guess we're using AirPlay. But we're not really buying TVs. We're buying big monitors, or at least the tech community.
What's the difference?
We bought.
What's the difference these days?
We have a big TV, and we can plug it into our laptops and iPad and whatnot. And you know what? I find that we barely even use it, even though it is a giant monitor. We don't have it hooked up to any actual TV other than Netflix or iTunes. But that's separate. I mean, we have that running through like a DVD thing, which we also never use because who plays DVDs? And so we end up watching things on our laptops or on the iPad, and that's way away. The TV, you're stuck with that location. And I don't want to be there. I want to be somewhere else. And so I just we never watch our. So we looked at they are really coming down in price. We have this friend who's like obsessively following all TVs, and she's like, "Oh my God, they've got this TV at that location. Instead of $5,000, it's $2,000." And we're like, "Oh my God, maybe we should look at it." So we do the research and we pull it all out, and then we're like, "Why do we want another TV? We already have a giant TV. We never even turn on."
I know, that's the problem that I have.
Who cares?
I
Wait. You guys
need a
don't
giant
watch.
TV.
You don't watch Amazon. Like you don't watch Netflix.
On
You
my
don't watch.
laptop. I
on
watch
our
everything on my
laptop.
laptop.
So what you're saying is that it's gotten way more acceptable to watch things on a small screen, and that the user experience has become like we accept this now, right? Like we didn't used to. We
here's the thing,
never
it's in
would
your
do
lap.
that. I don't know. I
in
like
your laptop.
screens. I would have screens all around me.
I like big screens.
I like
too.
it. I like
then you have
that
to be
experience.
close
I would
up
like
to
to
it.
have 4 big ass screens in my
I like
living room.
big screens, and I cannot lie. There.
Consumer.
Well,
Do you
I think-
watch a show together with your husband, Mary? Your significant other, not husband?
We watch,
And,
yeah,
like
we
on
watch-
your
There's
computer?
5 shows that we watch on our computer, but the computer's close to us, right? Like the distance it is now for typing and for
So
looking
you
at stuff
sit
now.
like at a table and watch.
So no, we lay in bed.
They're in
Well, we
bed.
sit at a
They're in
table.
bed,
We lay in
cuddling
bed,
up,
the cat
watching.
snuggles up.
Oh.
My
The cat
daughter and her
snuggles up,
husband,
and we watch
I've stayed
Homeland,
with them.
or we
They
watch
lay in
whatever.
bed and watch on their laptop.
Bed and TV is a bad combination. People will tell you that. because you're supposed to only sleep in bed or some other things, or read or have sex, but not watch TV. It's not good.
Wait, what was
Supposed to be.
the other
Well,
thing?
we do
You
it.
got to sleep and sex, or the other thing? What's the other thing?
You know, like Viewfinder. You know that kid's toy you put the thing in, you look at the pictures. No, I'm kidding. No, I mean, just come on. They all say, every sleep expert says, don't watch TV. Put no TV in your room.
Right.
That should be only for sleeping. So,
Well, we
This
don't
is
have
true.
a TV in our room. We bring in the laptop. We watch a 1-hour show, and then we put the laptop away, and then we do reading or other stuff, and then go to bed. But I mean, it's the late night. It's the thing that we do maybe before we're going to go to bed, but not
we
right
do
before we're
that.
going to go to
We
bed.
do that, but we do it in the living room, and there's a big, big screen to watch, like Breaking Bad, or we're watching Justified now. Boardwalk Empire we've been watching, and what's the newest thing? I forgot.
Who's watching The Affair?
Oh,
I'm watching The Affair.
yes, I'm
I,
watching
the
that. But
promiscuous
like it?
one,
Also,
am watching
the other
Affair.
The other show that I like is Newsroom right
Mm.
now. In fact, last Sunday's episode was killer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
Last
I haven't
season.
seen-
Last
I didn't even
season.
realize it was on again.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
And it's the
I'll
last
watch
season,
that.
I think
so-
they're like
But
four,
let me tell you
yeah, they're
that
like
I
4
started
episodes
this
in.
show with my first husband. I'll end it with my fifth husband. My fifth husband used to go to bed with the television on,
I hate that.
and we would sleep in bed, and he would run CNN all night long,
Oh
just
my
in
God.
case he couldn't sleep.
That's
And I'd
horrible.
be there next to him, sleeping away.
I hate that.
Wow.
Well,
I
some
got
people,
used to
some
it.
people
It was
sleep
like, I
better
don't
with
care.
sound, and some people, it helps them to calm down, is to have that. I don't know. Maybe it's not stimulation for them. For some people, it is stimulation. For other people, it just calms them down. So
No,
who knows?
I am the sleep queen.
Everyone's different.
I could sleep no matter where I was.
You don't have a sleep problem.
I really don't.
All right. Well, we gotta go, guys. So this has been fun. It wasn't what I was expecting. I think we're sort of laid back today and just sort of turkeyed out and
Is
and
anyone
just
going to listen?
feeling the. Of course. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
So, we're gonna. I'm not exactly sure what our schedule is going to be through the rest of December, but we are going to have a few more shows. I may be taking a break. Oh, we'll figure that out. We'll let everybody know. And so let's. Any last thoughts about Hallie? Did you have any other list things or?
No, I think we did it
We did it.
well to talk about, like, the hang out with friends and take time with people and play cards and all that. That's good. That's good holiday in cold weather or warm. And I'm looking forward to hanging out with my friends in California very soon.
Yeah, I'll
so-
see you guys
Cool.
in a couple of
Yeah,
weeks.
next week.
That's so cool.
Next week.
So-
Next week.
So Hallie's here next week, and Francine's here the week after, and we have one night overlap.
Right.
So,
Good.
so Hallie, or next week, we're having Anina on the show.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. So, and Mary, would you like to do a little foreshadowing of that?
Well, so Anina is working on an event in San Francisco for the 8th of, I think it's a Monday night, the 8th of December. And she does tech and fashion in China. In fact, she puts on the 3 largest technology fashion events in China. One of them has 110,000 people that come through her
Wow.
event space. Another one is 30,000, another is 3,000, and that one's more of a conference. But wearables, fashion and technology, that kind of stuff. She has a robotics dress and an LED dress and various things. So the event on the 8th is going to be at the Dolby Theater in San Francisco, and she's going to show a video of the fashion show they did this summer, which took apparently like 300 people to produce. So it was like a very involved
Wow.
show.
Was
and I
she
think
at
there's like
Yes Buy?
30 models.
Because there's somebody who
She-
has a dress
yeah.
like that at Yes Buy this summer.
I don't know. But I think she was in China this summer because her really big event is in July. That's
Oh,
the giant
okay.
event. But anyway, and then there's going to be a discussion amongst the audience who are going to be a lot of people who are, mobile, fashion, wearables, all these different, some journalists are invited, but it's a pretty cool group of people that she's got going. And so watch the film, and then she'll show the 3 dresses in person.
Cool.
And then do the discussion. I think it's going to be very nice. So anyway, she will have her on, and we can ask her about all this stuff. And what
Right.
she does in China is amazing. It's really incredible. I mean, she's from the U.S., and she works with the Chinese government. They pay her to put on some of these events and other ones. What she's wanting to do is do one here. But our model, obviously, the government does not pay for a fashion tech event. So our model is to get sponsorships. So this is a taste for people who might then be involved in a conference, maybe in the next year, where she could do one event in San Francisco, which I think would be amazing for San Francisco to have. We don't really have any big runway events, to have a fashion runway of wearable tech, and then also do a
Ooh.
conference
You know who
around
could probably
Well, it totally
do that
makes
because
sense.
he's
That sounds
done
great.
several
That sounds
events
great.
like that? It's Julian Blinn, because he did a wearable tech LA event, and he's done a series of wearables events all over the world this year. So he could probably produce
she probably knows
that
about him.
and find some sponsors.
Well, she is the producer of the event, but maybe she could team up with him, because I think she is looking for
Totally,
people
yeah.
to partner with here.
Well, we'll
So
all
that'd be
get
really
to
great. Yeah.
we'll all
Anyway,
get
she'll
to
be here
meet.
next week. She can talk about it. You can tell
Good.
her.
We'll all get to meet Anina on our show next week.
Great.
So, yay! I'm very
Yay.
excited. One of our second
All right.
guest, because now Francine's not our guest anymore. She's just one of the gals. That's
I'm
just
the
for you,
guest
Mary.
that never went home.
Okay.
Yes, never
All
left.
right. Love y'all. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope your day was great, and we want you to step outside your comfort zone, go out and do great things, come back and talk to us, and let's get our logo up, and we'll do it like this, and we'll all say bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.